Come on in. You're a little wet out there, maybe. See how much rain's coming down right now, Sammy? Just good for the golf courses?
I didn't even.
Yeah, it's raining out there.
Okay. I do mornings as a dad. Do not send my kids equipped. My son's walking home in that right now. Good luck, son.
Welcome to the program.
He's the meme of walking uphill both ways and pouring rain.
Good luck, son.
I left an Oilers jersey. I left an Oilers jersey up. Crap!
It's the real Kyper Bourne show. Sammy leaves an Edmonton Oilers jersey up in our Leaf Edition hour of our program. We're live on Sportsnet 360, soon to be Sportsnet 590. The Fan, as they will join us in progress, where the Toronto Blue Jays just lost. Sammy, what is going on there? Hold on. But you can always streamline us on Sportsnet Plus. Also available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Before we get into cleanup for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Sammy, what is going on with the Jays?
I don't know. This is the fifth straight series they've lost. It's a real slog right now, boys, and it feels like the season's teetering a little bit. I know it's early, but they can't hit. They have no real hitters in their lineup. They're meek. They're feeble, boys.
What is going on with my buddy Locomotive there?
Okamoto. My take on it, and it may be a little early, probably should have figured out if he can hit a major league fastball before giving him $60 million. But outside of that, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
How you feeling, bro? You feel you before we went on, you're like, I'm pissed. Let me have it.
It's very frustrating. Injuries are a big part of this.
Huge.
You need Kirk's bat. Springer gets on base for you. Who's the other injury they got?
Barger's not there.
You got no bats.
No bats.
3 ground outs end in the ninth with Vladdy on.
And Vladdy, I think maybe the lights are a little too dim for him right now. It's just he's not.
I liked him chirping at.
But he needs to be better. I mean, the guy's making the most money in the history of Toronto. You need him to not hit into a double play on the first pitch when you have the two good first guys on.
We got a lot.
11 losses.
Blair and Barker break it out here, boys, but I'm sour. I hate watching it. It's a slog. It's a slog.
Is that why you disappeared? Because we had a monitor here watching the game? Is that why you left with a man on third? And
transparency here?
Yeah.
I canceled a tea time tomorrow at 7 a.m. I was on the phone.
Okay, who's the Jays then?
I was on the phone. I was trying to decide between getting acupuncture on my ankle and playing golf, and I chose the self-care on my ankle.
Okay, boys, one heck of a disappointing season came to an end last night. A game that you covered on Sportsnet, JB.
Yeah.
I was watching the Jays game.
It's fine.
And I tried to come over for a couple of minutes, but it's like the eclipse. You don't want to watch too long or else you're
directly at it.
Going to burn a retina.
It was, it was on Ottawa Senators show. And in fairness, they're in playoffs. They deserve it. We did a lot of playoff stuff for the Sens. And what else are you going to say?
Yeah, I will say it was particularly infuriating because I watched the whole thing. Did Leafs talk after? Wow, whole thing's strong. But flicking back and forth between Jays and Leafs, but trying to focus on the Leafs.
Okay, we're going to get to ton.
What's wrong? Are we on the radio? What's wrong? What'd you just?
I don't know.
Oh, he wasn't done talking.
Oh, did
I cut you off? Sorry.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. I thought we had the Prime Minister joining us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For a second or something.
I had a brain cramp. I rudely interrupted you. I'm so sorry. Finish your thought.
No idea.
Or did I scare the crap out of your thought?
No, actually, I know what I was going to say. Right to the bitter end, we had to sweat out Willie double shifting at the end of that game.
Yeah, they still wanted to win last night.
They call up their goalies at the best numbers all year. They call him up and start him inexplicably. He makes, 40 saves. Unbelievably good in the game. We had to sweat it to the last.
It was 2-1 with 5 minutes left. Goalie out. I was like, here we go.
Anyways.
All right.
Okay. Cleanup day. We got a ton of quotes. We're going to get into Auston Matthews. We'll get into Craig Berube. We're going to get into a ton here. But just to put a bow on last night, you guys pushed hard for this top 5. It happened. Is the sense now that is, as you finished your last Leaf talk of the season?
Oh, thank God. Yes, we did.
JD?
JD Bunkbed showed up last night.
Once again, I had to sort out my sock drawer. I didn't catch it. But was the feeling and the sense that this was all worthwhile the last 3 weeks, Sammy, because they're in, they got a pick, and hopefully the balls bounce.
I don't know how do you two feel about it, but I wouldn't say it's a good feeling. I think you would be more willing to say it's a good feeling if the organization had some sort of commitment, seemingly a smart plan to find a way into the bottom, as opposed to your coach like saying that we have to win every game and playing the stuff. Like, I don't think they necessarily deserve it, if I'm being totally honest with you. Like, I don't think they went about it the way that a lot of smart teams would, but they're there now. And it's, it was 16% when you finished sixth for a top 5 pick versus 42.8 for a top when you finish. It's a huge difference.
Is there a chance that Craig Berube just said all the right things about not quitting, and yet it was set up this way?
I think
would that have mattered to you?
He's calling timeouts late in games. He's pulling the goalie.
Yeah, Willie doesn't play 21 minutes last night if that's the case.
I mean,
okay, I'm just throwing something out there.
I'll say I'm more mad about it than they are 1 point out of a place that could have ensured them some safety if a lottery ball doesn't go their way. 1 point.
Yeah, okay.
Had you tried, had you found a way to not beat Minnesota in a back-to-back, some of the ways they got points at the end was like, if this was a thoughtful plan, you probably insure yourself. Like, they're going to end up sixth.
No, they're fifth.
Oh, I know they're fifth.
They've got.
Oh, but they're going to end up sixth.
Yes.
It's 24%, 26%.
Fifth.
Right?
Yeah.
That it moves to sixth?
Yeah, and 8%
is that what it
second,
is? 40%?
8%
What
first.
is it, Sammy?
It is
42 in 58 out.
All you need to know is it's either like there's a higher percentage of sixth and seventh. There's a higher, anyways. It's 58 and 42. Yeah. Those are the two numbers you need to know. Either they get it or they don't. It's 42% they get it, 58% they don't.
And it could have been much different with one less point.
Let me just run a quick one here, boys, with the tankathon. Toronto Maple Leafs keep the 5th overall pick.
All right.
You take that.
Yeah.
You take that. Okay.
All right. So, give him a day off. Coming off last night's loss to Ottawa. Bring him in. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get it over with. You guys were good today on that?
Yeah. What'd you think?
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that I haven't heard yet.
You didn't listen?
What's that?
You didn't take time out of your day to listen?
I'm a spontaneous guy. I want to hear it now on the show.
Yeah. No, I just feel like because they're not sure who the manager is, frankly, they aren't sure who the coach is. I don't think there's any point in dragging this out. Let's just, as you mentioned, rip the Band-Aid off. So let's start ripping.
Okay, let's start with the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Craig Berube, where he met the media today, Sammy, and left many with the impression that, hey, still coming to work, still the head coach, and I anticipate that I will be in the future.
So I would say his overall demeanor would be the best way I would put it would be short. Very short, not
Gruff. Do you like gruff?
Yeah, like I know he's been short all year and the last 2 years, but one-word answers to something. For example, let's play clip 2 to just kind of get a feel for the presser. Biggest difference from last year to this year. Clip 2, please.
Craig, what's the biggest reason the team went from where they were last season to where they ended up this
Goals
season?
against.
That was the whole answer.
Goals against. Next question.
Can we get into the process of how you ended up giving up more goals against?
Here's one. He was asked basically, is there anything that you could have changed this year to kind of make it a different result? Clip 1, please.
I don't know. I think throughout the season as a coach and staff and an organization, we tried to do things a little different, try to help the team to get to another level. So we tried things. They worked for a bit. And, yeah, that's a tough question. I don't really think of anything right now.
Is there anything you would do differently than last year? I can't think of anything.
Like, what did you...
You sure about that?
What did you expect people to ask?
Yeah, coming into today?
Like, I know you played last night. You're on a flight. You're getting up first thing in the morning. You're coming to, but shouldn't you have some sort of idea if someone asks you?
I think that's kind of how I feel about some of the Matthews stuff, which we'll get to too, is that like some of these questions were pretty predictable, right? And
Yeah.
they had to be asked.
But I don't like hearing a head coach go, I can't think of anything right now, because it is a media day. It is, it's not, it's coming. And if you're okay with that, you're okay with that. But like
how about break the puck out a little bit
just,
better?
I wrote an article today in the Toronto Star, and it really centered around the lack of communication this year and how it really affected the fan base more so than even in other years. And I think that's the frustrating part for Leaf fans. Say what you will. Another disappointing season. Okay. They get that. They've been disappointed before. They've dealt with losses before. But it's just the lack of communication this year that's been so consistent. And it's left the Leaf fans unsatisfied. And disregarded. And I'm sorry, but that answer from Craig Berube, I can't think of anything right now, isn't really fair to someone trying to support your team.
We got a lot out of that today, of guys just like, let's just get out of this presser without saying anything.
I mean, that's, to that point, scheduling it the next morning.
So you would have liked to have more time.
Well, like, just give me the illusion that you're putting some time and thought into this. That you're like, hey, maybe we're going to look, maybe I shouldn't even say this because I hate it, but look yourself in the mirror. Maybe you're going to be like, hey, we'll take some time to think about what you potentially could say to us, as opposed to getting off a flight, going to there and be like, oh, got through that. Now it's time to go do something else.
But I have talked to you guys in the past in terms of how like an organization should work, from your head coach, your players, your PR department, and prepping for something like that, and being a little clear on your message before, and having purpose when there's a microphone in front of you.
Matthews came in with that today. He clearly had some coaching.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
he came in with a prepared statement.
You guys want to get into it?
It's better than I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, how about this one?
No, let's stay on Craig Berube. I don't want to bounce back and forth.
Okay, well, I was just going to say one of the other clips.
Okay.
Is there something else you wanted to say before we get to another clip?
No. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. You're my clip guy today.
Let's go to clip 3, Derek.
Do you expect to be back next year, Craig?
Yes.
So that was one that everybody was jumping on.
Okay.
You expect to be back next year?
All right. And I didn't go. Did you go?
The press conference?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody go?
No.
I mean, was there a sense that, hey, thank you very much, after he said yes? Was there any sense of a follow-up question that stayed into that?
Someone followed up and said basically like, it was longer, deeper into the press conference, but like, have you talked to anybody about your job to further up on that? And he said, no, I haven't talked to anybody about it, blah, blah, blah.
And that's it?
That's it.
That was the only follow-up to yes.
Yeah.
And I think...
See, I don't get that. I don't understand that.
What would you have followed up with?
Have you spoken to Keith Pelly about your future? Have you, what makes you say yes? What makes you so confident that you are coming back next year as a head coach? I want
to make sure that wasn't asked.
Okay, and that's why I'm asking here. I'm not insinuating anything, but those are the follow-up. Did you get a stamp of approval from ownership or Keith Pelly? Are you confident? Are they backing you?
I think if you're Craig Berube and you have 2 more years under contract and no one has contacted you with anything, then yes, I do expect to be back. Until told otherwise, yes, I expect to be back. I mean, I think you're right that maybe he got let off the hook by leaving it there, if that's in fact where it was left.
But do you all...
I would like to hear him answer that.
Do you all think that he will be back?
No, so this is, I think, a very important piece of everything for all these questions, is that I think it relates to Matthew's answers, not having certainty on that. And for Berube, no, I don't think he'll be back, is my honest opinion. And so I don't blame him for saying that, yes, he expects to, but I do think that a lot hinges on the answer to that question, how people feel, because things didn't go great this year. Do you think that him and Tree Living are still in touch, or do you think they ended on bad terms?
I had heard there was some friction there.
Yeah. I just feel like there's been kind of more friction in more places than...
And I want to reiterate, too, I've been on teams that have missed the playoffs, okay? It's not uncommon for people to end a disappointing season and question decisions and question the people around you.
Totally.
So it wouldn't be overly surprising to hear that it didn't end on great terms.
And so, for me, I think that relates to the players and buy-in. Every good team, you guys talk about buy-in. Florida Panthers, they suddenly figured out they all bought in. That was a big phrase, right? And, we had a couple of guys Nick Robertson brought it up last night post-game where he said, they didn't think that they were fully bought in at times. Easton Cowan, he didn't say it directly. Okay, just play Cowan quick.
Yeah, obviously it's not fun. You want to be playing hockey at the end of the year here. When the weather gets nicer, so it sucks. But we did it to ourselves, so we got to have a good summer here. Everyone come to training camp ready to buy in and have a better, year, obviously. But I think just taking it day by day will be a huge piece for us next year.
And so I think buy-in, to me, when guys don't think, that's multiple young players who said they didn't feel like there was buy-in or they need to come back next year and buy in, that to me is a bye-bye. That looks bad for Berube. And so he was asked about that. Clip 4 from Craig Berube on the lack of buy-in.
Well, a system's a system, and we did modify it this year at times, and it ended up being the same result. So it's not like we're not trying to work and help the players and try to get them to a different level. So, systems are systems, and they have to be executed to be successful.
I know, Kip. That to me is trouble.
I think this is where I am on Craig Berube, okay? That I think if there was friction between Tree Living and Craig, it probably stemmed from the roster. Mm-hmm. That I can lead them to water, but I can't make them drink. Mm-hmm. And I think that if some still believe that Craig Berube's a good coach, and ultimately that may fall right now on Keith Pelly, then the chance that him staying could just be around, okay, let's move off of Yarncroc. Let's move off of this guy. Let's move off of that guy. Let's get here and here and here. And then I've got a better chance for players to buy into my system. Mm-hmm. I think if we really went and listened in on some conversations down at MLSE, it would be revolved around, I never got the right guys.
Okay, here's what I think, though. It doesn't come down to Keith Pelly in this case, but to Auston Matthews. Because if Auston Matthews says, I don't want to play for him, I think he has the hammer, right? He's the dude, and they wouldn't want to risk losing him, and I think that conversation's going to matter.
I'm not dismissing it, but...
And I'm not saying I like that.
Yeah. Whether we like it or not, or, where we're at with that, but it's farther down the road. I'm not worrying about Auston right now. I have no general manager. So for me now to be Keith Pelly in that situation with no general manager and Prindham and anyone else around him in that organization, which I'm still maybe not sure of, like, how do I really judge and assess this until I get a general manager in here? Mm-hmm. And I think they may be caught right now on what to do with Craig Berube. And if they truly believe that if we get him better players who can play that more that style more for him, then we have a better chance of success. And again, I know yesterday I've used the kind of comparison to the Blue Jays and the Leafs, and I will throw this one at you, that it wasn't too long ago when a lot of people were looking at Shapiro and Ross and going, oh my God, get them out of here. Get them out of here. They don't know what they're doing. Get them out of there. And
probably an exact calendar year to this day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it really stemmed off of, if I'm not mistaken, the decision on Kypreos, the pitcher.
No.
Pulling him early.
Oh, that was...
the playoffs the year before.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just using some examples where you questioned the guys. And here you are a year later, and you're within 1 inch of being World Series champions. And everybody finishes the season, and Shapiro is a genius, and so is Ross, and they are the best right now.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
And I think maybe someone maybe in this organization can maybe look at Craig Berube and go, are we looking at it the same way a year earlier on those guys?
I mean, we talked about this, I don't know, maybe a month ago we had this comparison where I was terrified of them potentially looking at the 2025 or 4 thing to 2025. I'm sorry, there's just no way. I can't believe
you thought Shapiro should have been fired and Ross?
I can't remember what my takes were. Probably. I mean, I'm a fan.
I know a lot of people did.
They stunk, and they hadn't won a playoff series in the entire time that they had been here.
This is just apples and zebras to me.
Yeah,
I think there's a part that.
So what you're saying is you think he's coming back?
No, I'm not saying I think he's coming back. I'm just saying that it's a possibility, right?
Yeah, I think you got to do.
I don't have it at
some mental gymnastics to make this comparison.
I don't
work.
think it's 100% that he's done and he's gone.
Yeah, okay, that's fine if you don't think he's 100% because we don't know who the GM is yet. We haven't talked to the captain yet, who's you know, I understand. So it's not 100%, but you got to really twist that up in your mind to be like those two are the same thing. For one, you have a guy behind the bench versus people who are making decisions from up above. The money is very different, I would imagine. Like Berube here is.
They owe him a lot of money.
Yeah, I know.
More than they owed Ross.
Oh, I see. In terms of actually letting him go. I'm thinking about Matthews. Like the money that you lose if you lose him. To me, this is a team that wants a different coach. I don't know if you've been watching them, but they lost 7 in a row since the Olympic break. They've been the worst team in hockey.
You asked me if there's a chance that he could stay. Yeah. I got the sense today, especially with his answer, there's a chance that he's going to stay.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. I'm just telling you, watching from a big picture, watching the Blue Jays side of it, and 2 guys that were in charge, that everybody was screaming to get out, managed to hang in there, and then they come within a whisker of winning the World Series.
This just screams like a financial decision if they keep him. Sorry.
Nope. Carry on.
There's no justification. Kyper, they're the deadest of dead last in every coachable category. They were awful. They quit. They're 5-15-0 or 5-15-5 since the All-Star break, the Olympic break.
I can't argue any of that.
Worst team in the league. There is zero justification to bring them back.
I cannot argue with any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just painting scenarios where I think.
Okay, if they're worried about losing fans,
if they're worried about in Ottawa, fire Berube was. It was like a 9-year-old.
It was a 9-year-old or like a little kid, by the way, that had it, which I really respect his fandom to be that dialed in that early.
And I don't want to be seen as piling on Berube, the man, or judging his coaching career here at the end of this year.
Yeah,
it's too bad to continue.
I don't understand why he would say yes so definitively.
What do you want him to say? Like, what's wrong with yes?
That I'm on contract for 2 years, 2 more years. I want another crack at this. I would love to come back and turn this thing around. But that decision that you're asking me is in the hands of other people.
Yeah,
that's the answer.
Yeah,
I would want him to say if
and
he
then
didn't
peel off his mask and reveal John Cooper, the eloquent lawyer.
If he didn't know, that's more like, again, communication.
Yeah.
Right? Communication.
Yeah.
Is like, just be a little bit more transparent. No one's asking you to give up huge secrets But like, just give the fan more of an indication of transparency, not the yes and then it becomes no within 3 days or a week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. We got lots of clips. I want to make sure we can.
I mean, do you want any more Berube or?
I think we've said our good piece.
No, I'm good.
We may go back because he's got stuff on the Olympic record and the culture and can you win with Auston Willie?
Well,
I mean, that is must hear before we turn the page.
I think there's been a lot of talk about the culture and the quote unquote culture and whatever that means. You got to ask about it. You can play that one. Clip 7.
I think our culture is good in here. I don't have a problem with the culture. I have a problem with how we performed on the ice, but I don't believe, I come in here daily and I see guys doing what they're supposed to be doing and working hard in practice, and the room is really good. The guys are good with each other. The culture's good around here. I mean, did they translate to the ice? No, it didn't.
Is that the biggest question for you as to why that didn't?
Yeah, and that's stuff we got to go over. Like, I'm not going to sit here and talk about every little thing today about the on-ice performance and individuals' performance on the ice, but those are things we got to look at and assess and going forward here and what we're going to do.
There's a Troy Stetcher quote.
Do you have that? Troy Stetcher?
I'm just going to read it. He says that about the culture, there's something the organization will dissect among the players and the staff, however they go about it, but we're definitely aware as players what went wrong within the room. We'll just probably keep that private for the organization.
I mean, stop. I just hate everybody saying, like Willie said, I don't know how long ago, I'll keep that to myself. It's in the room. Why even mention the thing in the first place? Because all you do is create more drama around it.
Good point.
Like, if you want to keep things in the room so hard, then keep it in the damn room. Stop saying these little things.
There's just no way that there's just no way that there isn't a culture issue with those comments.
Right. And so it's
however you define culture.
Right. So we've got culture issues. I think let's turn the page to Matthews, but I think you guys know my take on some of these thoughts. So do you care about his formal opening statement where he said it starts with me, like I'm responsible?
Yeah, those are kind of tag lines. It's fine. I mean,
let's play it.
All right, let's lead with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't predict the future. Obviously,
clip 1, please.
Matthews, clip 1.
Clip 1, opening statement.
Yeah, just before we get going, obviously, this was a tough year. It was a frustrating year. We didn't meet the goals or the expectations that we set out at the start. And ultimately, that's on me. That's on us as players. We're the ones that, have to go out there and compete and play the game. And, we didn't do that well enough this year, consistently enough this year to put ourselves in a better spot. We love our fans and we appreciate our fans. I think we understand their frustration. I think we wear that alongside them. I think everybody here wants to win, wants to do their part to help the team win. I love being the captain of this team. I think it's an incredible honor to wake up every day and wear this jersey. And I think that's not lost on me, even despite the circumstances and the way that this season went.
Better prepared, coached, whatever the case is.
Where has that been for 9 years?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's what you want to hear, some accountability, talk about the fans.
Yeah, he doesn't peel much, that guy.
Peel much?
No, he doesn't peel much of himself over 10 years,
But that right there, if he had gone out after game 7s or whatever the hell they lost, most usually game 7, actually exclusively game 7, and just said that a couple times early, the perception of this whole thing would have been different.
So that's good, Sam. You're right. This is a good lead, but then the questions that people are bringing up more, I don't know if we want to just...
let's do it.
Okay, let's just do it. Auston Matthews, clip 2 is asked about the future.
Yeah, I mean, I can't predict the future. Obviously, there's steps that kind of have to, take place. They're going to hire new leadership at management and stuff like that. So, I don't really know. I think that's kind of, like I said, I can't really predict the future.
And clip 3. Let's bang that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all that stuff, there's always noise and there's always chatter. I think personally, I really don't pay attention to all that. I just focus on myself, focus on this team, and, trying to be a part of the solution.
Kip?
I don't think there's any surprise there, or I did not expect him to come out and definitively say, I love here, I want to end my career here.
Because like Morgan Riley did. He said, I love being here and I want to be a part of it.
Yeah. We can discuss that, but he's never been that guy, Auston. And all you need to know is he signed a 5-year deal when he could have signed an 8, like all the rest of the superstars. He left himself a window, and probably a very happy guy with everything that's going on right now. I think he's very justified, at least from his own perspective, to say, I didn't sign 8, I signed 5 because I wanted to reassess the situation. And if I didn't like the situation, I can leave. And all he did was reiterate that today.
Yeah.
I purposely signed a 5-year deal because is it still going to go in the direction that I'm hoping? Am I going to get a chance to win a Stanley Cup here? He said, I can't predict the future. Yeah. And some things need to take place. Well, of course, we know what those things are now, right? Who's the general manager? Maybe who's the coach?
Well, so I think that's
maybe
a big part of it.
Who am I playing with? How many wingers did I have this year? You lost me a 100-point winger that I had chemistry with. You never replaced him. Who's coming in and replacing him?
So that's
those are all fair
we're
questions.
We're on the same page. That I think a lot of people, other fan bases heard those Matthews comments and they go, "Oh, he didn't make a commitment to it, whatever." I'm with you 100%.
Neither did McDavid.
Yeah,
the whole summer.
Right.
In fact, was super cryptic about it the entire time and made everybody panic about it too until he signed a 2-year contract.
This to me is what it's like. I compared it to the Quinn Hughes situation in Vancouver, where last year he went into it and said, "Yeah, I would like to be here if we're good. If we're."
Yeah, but that was BS. We know that.
What do you mean we know that? We would. I mean,
he was never staying. He was never staying.
Okay, well then let's not talk about Quinn Hughes. But in my understanding, that if they were good, he was staying. That's what he told the public.
that was
okay.
That was a fib.
Okay, well then in this case, I believe that if the Leafs are good and if they can show that they're in the right direction, that he would want to be here. If you can say, okay, I'm playing for a new coach. We're going to do, I like the GM hire. We've made some player personnel moves. I kind of see it as they have him till Christmas. And if they're bad at Christmas, I think it's over.
But I think a lot of people, like you said, the out of market fans or Toronto fans that think he's gone, like that's just confirmation bias for if you hear that, you're like, yeah, he's gone.
Right.
It's just
hear what you want.
You hear what you want. And I don't think anything's really changed between the knee and him saying, I think we've all kind of known where we're at here, but it just gives people a chance to be like, oh, he's leaving. That's all it does. I don't know.
But they're doing it from past experience. They've watched Tkachuk leave. They've watched Quinn leave. Yeah, but they don't know what's going to happen.
Were those guys the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Skipper? It's a different thing.
What's different?
Well, that it's not Calgary or Vancouver. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's one of the biggest stars in the league on one of the biggest teams.
Tkachuk was one of the biggest stars in Calgary, and Quinn was the biggest star in Vancouver. It's all the same.
You're going to sit here and say to me that playing for those two teams is the same as being the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Come on. That's just being...
They're star players, Sammy, on Canadian teams.
Not the Leafs. It's a different thing.
It doesn't really matter.
Hold on. Let's just say what you're saying then.
But you've been yelling at both of us on this show about how the job is a beast. Being the president of the Leafs is different, but being the captain isn't different. It's different.
No, they're all watched. They're all feel like they all kind of feel the same in their own markets. Tkachuk doesn't know what it's like to be a Toronto Maple Leaf, but he certainly knows what it's like to be a Calgary Flame, and it's Canada and it's hockey, and he made a decision that he just didn't want to be there anymore.
So then
my whole point in all of this is just that people are nervous because it's real. It's not just made up in their minds. They've watched it before, they've watched scenarios before in Canada now under 2 occasions, and they're really nervous about Auston, and they should be. They should be.
Listen, I'm not sitting here saying he's not going to leave. I'm just saying that I don't think it's necessarily comparable between Calgary and Toronto. That's all.
I also think, he has been here for a long time, and they've had a lot of success here outside of the postseason, as I'll be reminded in 2 seconds. And I think that there is belief that this can be turned around. And I think if you're successful here in Toronto, he'd want to be a part of that. That was the impression I got from his comments today. I didn't hear a guy who was saying, I'm leaving, I'm going to ask out in 2 weeks here.
Like if he was gone, why wouldn't he have requested a trade by now? Why wouldn't he behind the scenes be working on
2 years left in his contract?
But
he doesn't know whether or not the team wants to keep him for another year or all of it. Mitch stayed for all of it.
Yeah.
And we're saying the same thing.
You don't want to tip your hand. You don't tip your hand. It's a poker game now.
No, he has 2 years left.
I know.
He's not going to just say nothing for 2 years like Mitch.
Yeah, he is. He is.
You think he's not going to UFA? They're not going to do that.
No,
again.
but every time he's asked about his future, it's either going to be, I'm not going to discuss it, or I've got 2 years and
of course.
I'm committed to the Leafs for 2 years.
Of course.
And that's it.
Okay. Yeah. So how is what you're saying any different from what I'm saying?
I don't really know what you're saying.
I'm saying that he's going to go into this, see what changes they make, and probably be here till Christmas.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But why till Christmas?
Well, because to me, if the team is a bottom feeder again, there's no point for either party in carrying on.
I think it's unrealistic to think that between what we've seen all season long, especially the last 3 weeks,
that's the easiest thing to say in the world. They were awful.
It's going to look a lot different by Christmas.
I don't think you have to be a lot different. I think you have to have a direction. You have to have brought in someone or some piece or something
it's going to be a while. It's going to take some time here.
Well, if you can show a direction, time is okay if you can show a path to me.
But that's fair.
We said it before. It's easy to they're going to suck next year, so there's no chance, and they should just trade. They should just rebuild. The people that have just said rebuild, there's no chance. It's just the easy thing to say. It's the easiest thing to say when you still have, this is 1 year out of the playoffs in a decade. 1 year out of the playoffs. And you still have these two guys. And don't even get me started on William Nylander's press conference today. And maybe they just have one guy. Whatever. But you just don't have to, even a competent general manager, a different coach, they could be decent next year. They could be good next year. That's allowed. That's possible.
Start trying to find the guys you currently have.
So it's just trading everybody right now, get rid of everybody, and just enjoy the other side.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. But if you keep them, and you're just going to have to play the old Moneyball game, right? You're going to just have to find low-value players out there that can rise to the occasion.
Totally.
And 31 other teams right there with you.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's not that many good players out there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's super hard. And this is, but a hockey guy like yourself should embrace it's hard. And let's do the work. Yeah. Rather than being like, this is too hard, we better give up.
Yeah, Nobody's saying give up. Nobody's saying give up.
That's what rebuild is. Give up on it. Trade them all away for picks and futures and lottery tickets and just start over.
It's also being a little realistic, and you got to, Sam, if you're wrong on that it should have been bigger of a rebuild, then all you're doing is just kicking your problems down the road for more years. And that's how Detroit, that's how Buffalo turned missing the playoffs from 1 year to 3 years to 5 years to 7 years to 10 years. Okay. That's what you want to avoid.
Or you can go scorched earth like the Blackhawks.
Right.
I don't think
Buffalo's finish 7th, 8th, and 8th
every year. Buffalo had first overall pick and they had Eichel, and that's all about.
Took a lot of time.
Well, yeah, but that's a lot about organizational mistakes and trading away the wrong guys and pissing people off and all that stuff. Just trade Matthews, trade Willie in this offseason, get the Byfield package, get the Brant Clark package, get some D-man from Anaheim, lose 50 games next year and everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
And Matthews scores 50 goals and is a Selke winner and William Nylander's lighting it up. And we're all like, God, how do you get players like that? Like, do it. And see what the fan base feels like. I know they suck, but like this year.
It's funny that Marner's not been more of a lesson. Like, you miss him, huh?
What you don't want to do is just go through this again next year, right? With those guys.
Could do
with
it
those guys.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you're going through this, then it totally opens everyone up. Okay, year and a half of Matthews, still get a lot of value here. Like, that's when you're like, all right, then maybe it's time. But it ain't time yet. We should break.
Okay, let's go to break. Still got a few more clips, Sammy.
Yeah, some interesting Stolar stuff, which I'm sure you'll be interested in.
Okay.
Tanev, Riley.
Oh, plenty more.
Lots of stuff.
Cleanup day for the Toronto Maple Leafs on our Leaf Hour edition. Back after these words.
Life's music.
Welcome back to the program. Boy, did we just run right through the third base stop sign, on late break in our first segment.
No.
I don't think. Oh, there I am.
There you go.
No, I said
Kypreos.
Fabulous.
Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee.
Hey, before you get to what you want to get to,
Yes.
Leafs line tomorrow.
Ooh.
416-413-4141. Call us. Leave us a message.
Yeah.
Be creative. We love the creative ones.
You like
Poems, music. Anything.
Do we?
I mean, I don't think you do. You have a higher cringe factor than I do, so
Okay.
you get the ick easier than me. 416-413-4141. Call the Leafs line for tomorrow.
Plenty of people going through the front door on interviews this week and last week for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh.
Yeah. Chris Pronger, I think, is right in the thick of things.
I'm sorry?
Yep. I'll throw out a name for you.
447, eh?
I'll throw out a name for you that has interest.
Okay.
Player agents are out there.
Mm.
Judd Moldaver is the agent for Auston Matthews, who I think would like.
Did I not say this like a month ago?
would like some interest, and I don't know in terms of where that would fit in, but the precedent has been set in Edmonton with Jeff Jackson, former agent for
Buddy, Kent Hughes doing well.
right. Would that make you feel better about Austin's chances staying if Judd got involved?
I kind of feel like, see, this is funny because we just did that whole bit. I'm saying why I think it's likely he sticks around through the start of this upcoming season and isn't gone this summer. I kind of feel like I'm not sure they should commit to him either. I'm not sure, like, is Auston Matthews going to become Elias Pettersson? You know, where it just doesn't have the fastball anymore? I don't know either. So I think before I say, yeah, I want him for 8 more years, I'd like to see him come back and shoot the hockey puck in the net a bit more.
I mean, that's fair. There is a chance he's just broken.
You know, like, so yeah, like, I don't know if Judd would be great, awesome, or otherwise. Probably very capable of doing it. I would pump the brakes on the other side of things too. Let's just see here.
And that's
There's
part of having 2 years left too.
Yeah.
It's like lots of there is runway to come back and just see what kind of start he has, and can we find him a winger?
Totally.
If I'm not mistaken, he is also the agent for another
Connor
certain
David,
high-profile superstar within the league that may or may not be from this area.
I like your
contract up in 2 years.
I do like the chances of recruiting
Yeah.
better. With an agent that knows these guys.
I'm down to do
But I don't know about general manager. I'm not going there for Judd.
Then what?
I don't know.
Agent emeritus? Like, what's he gonna do?
He'll have the Keith Kachuk title, director of recruiting.
Like
Going on our pod.
I mean, I don't necessarily know where the fits are. And I told you I'm not a real I just create a team and then we'll figure out the pecking order, right? And where the buck ultimately stops and starts. But just surround yourself with people that can come in and make a difference for you. That's all.
I'm not opposed to good, helpful people.
And there's some, I am supportive of the agent now going to another level, right? I get it.
Can I follow up on Pronger? They interviewed Pronger?
Yes.
How'd it go?
I don't know. You got a cell number.
I'm
Call
not
him.
calling him.
Call him.
I'm not calling him.
But there's so many people going through the front door too, and it's like everybody's watching. Everybody knows.
Frege mentioned if Carolina loses, your boy Eric Tulsky.
No, it was I think it was Myrtle that mentioned
Myrtle
that.
mentioned.
Yeah, on JD's show.
There you
today.
go.
Yeah.
You could have your perfect fit here.
I don't know if there would be a better thing to happen to our show than Eric Tulsky, general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. That would be electric. Electric. And they're in tough in the first round, boy. Maybe he's looking for a new job.
But he's a genius. They're not going to lose in the first round.
Well, they might. I'm going to pick him to.
Otto's pretty darn good.
Also, you mentioned Keith Kachuk there. I thought it was pretty funny because last year during the spring, the Ottawa fans were chanting Marner's leaving. And I thought that was very good. You know, it was a high-profile thing.
Matthews leaving chant?
Just watch your own bobber.
It's like
my
my own reaction was literally like, God, you're in the same boat.
Like, I don't know if you saw your first scrum after he got back from the Olympics, but just be careful what you wish for there, Ottawa.
We got to get the Leafs back in there. 15,000 people there. Like it was
all the empty seats where the Blue usually is. Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, they had no players.
It just
no one
sucked.
did. Yeah.
Just sucked. Watching what still should be a must-see
I
television.
think when Sportsnet got Toronto, Ottawa, Game 82, that was supposed to be a big one last night.
Let's hope this time next year they're big.
I know you don't think so, but I think they're going to be better next year. I do. I think they're going to
the bar on better's low. They have 78 points.
Well,
it's one thing that you can say that, but what you don't ever come up with is how.
Well,
how.
Bourne did.
Well, but
he wrote
also,
an article and he nailed it.
I think there's, we can't do the how, because I don't know who's available when you talk to GMs. Like, you want me to go to the UFA list and fix the team. I don't speak to 31 GMs. I'm trusting that there is all these hockey men that you're going to have them hire, have these great relationships that are going to lead to great insights. I believe in your hockey men.
Okay.
To find us these guys.
I love that about you. I do. I need to come in and hear people with that hope.
I do think
I'm for it.
Yes, I do think more than ever, player empowerment, which I know you don't like as much, is leading to players wanting to change circumstances more. Like, there's more players, the Thomases and Kypreos, and there's more guys who feel like come available. So got to figure out who those guys are.
You got one more clip for us, or you're good? We're going to save them for tomorrow.
We got all day.
We got a few minutes.
We got all day tomorrow too. I don't know. It's like what?
How about on the amount of turnover they need?
No. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Defining moment of the 2026 Toronto Maple Leafs season.
I mean, it's the Gudis knee.
Is it?
Right.
No, it's Willie's finger.
I think it's the gym accident.
I think that's probably right. I think it's a great metaphor for everything. We clunked ourselves on the head.
I'll never forget watching that scrum and hearing the gathered media gasp
I
when he took his
genuinely
hat
feel
off.
bad for Craig.
Oh my God.
Because
It's
things
healed
were going
nicely.
south and the timing was terrible. It sounds like it was just a freak bad break.
But I want to know who that doctor is, because it looked like he butchered him, and then within 3 weeks you can't find a scar.
It's the finest seam I've ever seen. This doctor brought to you by YKK Zippers. That was just an incredible performance.
And it looked like the doctor got a staple from Home Depot and just
when he first
started pounding on his forehead.
Fixed it.
That
must have been a flap that covered his eyes before they threw it back on.
Oh, man, that's graphic. That's graphic.
Buddy, brutal.
Oh, my goodness.
We didn't even talk about Willie's presser today.
93 minutes.
Oh, we got tomorrow.
93
Yeah, we got
seconds.
hurt a bit. Oh, 93 seconds.
93 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
how long we just went on Auston.
We got tomorrow. I mean, Leaf Edition hour sticking around, isn't it, Sammy?
Oh, I think so.
Guys, we got another month of Leaf Edition hour, so
Wow.
scrap it.
What
All
are we
right.
gonna talk about?
But we get to go national next.
Jays.
Garry Galley, former National Hockey League color analyst for Sportsnet, Hockey Night in Canada. Let's start teeing it up, boys. Stanley Cup Playoffs this weekend. Sammy, we're turning you into a Montreal Canadian fan.
Come on,
We
stop
are.
that.
We are.
No chance.
More when we return. Real Kyper and Bourne Show.
A serious car accident.
Welcome into the National Hour of the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. We are live on Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you miss our show, catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at your convenience. YouTube also does a great job with their chat. What are they saying, Sammy, right now? They liking us? They don't like us?
I keep a very close eye on it, and they are exclusively eviscerating me every day.
Every day.
Every single day.
Okay, can I get a thumbs
because
up?
my mom sometimes reads it. Don't be too
Can JB and I get a thumbs up out of YouTube, and we'll leave Sammy alone?
Well, it's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, they don't boo nobody.
Yes. Who said that first?
Derek Jeter or A-Rod or Derek Jeter, one of the other.
A-Rod?
No, I think it's not even that. I think it's earlier than that. Anyways,
This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Garry Galley, former National Hockey Leaguer. In the meantime, during the break, got a nice voicemail from Terry Ryan, sorry. Terry Murray.
The man.
Terry Ryan,
Awesome.
who's in town and heading over to the Hockey Hall of Fame. They're doing a fundraiser for hockey, helps the homeless.
Cool.
Matthew Barnaby, Andre Waugh, Brad May. Sounds like a fantastic night ahead for those guys. And TR also says it loves the show.
Love that.
Loves our show.
One of our all-time best guests.
I would say that that's a tough crew to go out with on a weeknight.
That could be a tough Friday.
Don't like their
That's more of a
chances.
Saturday
Fun-
night
Fun
group.
Thursday, tough Friday.
Love those guys.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
In the meantime, everything's all set.
Playoffs.
You
Well, not
happy with it?
everything's set.
We're still waiting on the Western Conference.
We're still hoping those Oilers behind me are not going to draw the Colorado Avalanche, which they're very unlikely.
So, as I understand it, and boy, this is dangerous.
That's a risky start.
If the Oilers win tonight,
Yeah.
against
They just need a point.
they do just a point. They do not have to play Colorado.
Correct.
And then if Anaheim wins, they play the Oilers,
Anaheim home ice.
home ice. And then the Kings, if they win, but both those other things happen, it doesn't matter. They play Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Sounds right, right?
Sounds good. Sounds
Okay,
good.
there you go. That's what it is.
But,
They
you
got to
know,
avoid Colorado.
yeah, I think you're most likely to get Edmonton, Anaheim,
Yep.
which I think all of us agree is at most 5 games. Am I being disrespectful to the Ducks?
Yeah, probably a little bit, but it's understandable.
Okay. Ottawa, Carolina, 3 p.m. start. Is that public information? Am I making
No,
stuff up?
that's correct.
That's
Yeah,
out there?
no,
Okay.
it is. It's out, I think.
Yeah, it's out there.
And then Saturday night, Hockey Night in Canada, I think it's Philadelphia and Sid.
Sid, Battle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I thought Canada, don't you want a Canadian team at 7?
So they want to stagger Montreal and Ottawa, right? Get them on opposite days.
Yeah, probably.
Plug your ears, Ottawa. Like, I got to tell you, would you not rather watch Pittsburgh and Flyers on a prime time than Ottawa and Carolina?
No,
But,
I'm into this Ottawa, Carolina.
Yeah, I am too. All right.
Maybe it's more of a laundry thing.
You know who else is into it? Garry Galley, former National Hockey Leaguer, Sportsnet, Hockey Night in Canada, and a guy that well-rested now. Well-rested.
He was working
gals.
last night. I saw him.
Listen, it's pace yourself, eh? It's 2 months is a long time.
I started stretching this morning.
Okay, tell us your what's going on with your scheduling and where can we watch you?
Well, the season has been, as we all know, it's been a crazy kind of year, and it's finishing that way. And because of that, it's really hard to determine exactly what your schedule is going to look like until the last moment. And that will be sometime tonight, most likely. I am doing the Carolina-Ottawa series, and I agree with the two of you. This series just really has the makings of being something special. I don't think many teams wanted to play the Ottawa Senators in the first round. I think they look at Ottawa as a team that maybe had some issues through the first part of the season, but have figured it out now. And once a team figures it out and they get it all together, things start to change quickly. And that's what's happened for Ottawa. They're getting healthy. They like their style of play. They believe in their style of play. And that makes them very, very going to be a very difficult opponent. So not to put any shade on Carolina, who I think is an excellent team, very well coached. I think both these teams are very well coached. And I think both these, certainly I know that Rod Brindamore has the utmost respect for the Ottawa Senators and how they've been playing. So they are going to be very well prepared. And, they both love the forecheck. They both good in the faceoff circles, although I give the advantage to Ottawa. Both these teams like to take away your time and space. They're good specialty teams wise, power plays. The only thing that is going to be, I think, the deciding factor in this series, they're so similar, is going to come down to between the posts. And normally playoff series do that. If Ullmark can come out and play the way Ullmark is capable of playing consistently, they're going to be tough to beat. And for the Carolina Hurricanes, who are they settling on? Bussy, is it going to be Anderson? Or do they go in a different direction? Which could possibly happen. So, but it's all going to start Saturday at 3:00 in Carolina, and I'm going to be front and center right there, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be a thrilling series. The goaltending situation is probably the number one piece to highlight. Talking to Kip a little bit about the Ottawa and Carolina, do you feel like Ottawa is going to be able to push Carolina around a little bit? I think that's the speculation I've heard from talking to people.
The thing that when I did the Florida-Carolina series last year, there was no doubt that part of the game plan for Florida was to intimidate Carolina. Mm-hmm. It was to go out and just be bludgeoning with them. Hard on every player, especially their smaller players. Be hard on them, finished every check, gloves in the face. They just really, came out with that kind of attitude. And although I will tell you, I don't think that Carolina shied away from it. I don't think they were intimidated, but I do think that it was noticeable that it wore them down. But they've added some bigger pieces. They've got some guys that play a little bit more sandpapery. They've got a fourth line that now can kind of get out there and rattle and hum, I think, a little bit. And that's the thing. When you look at these teams, they're 4 lines deep. Like Ottawa's fourth line with the addition of Foegele and the way that Zetterlund's playing right now, and the veteranism, or whatever that word is, of Eller in the middle, who is just so good, 200 feet, and quietly so good, right? Stanley Cup champion. I mean, that fourth line, to me, for Ottawa is a key factor, is going to be in this series, because you got to be able to roll 4 lines. You got to be able to go out there and do some damage in all areas. And I do think Ottawa is going to play a heavy game on them. Whoever can establish that forecheck, because they both love it. They both funnel lots of pucks to the net. They're both, every puck goes to the net with these two teams. So there's going to be a lot of action around the nets, which is good for me. And it's going to be some question marks as to who's really healthy and how healthy are they? How healthy is Shabbat? How healthy is Slavin? How healthy is Kachuk? Are they going to start the series? Are they not going to start the series? Right. These are all questions that we really don't have answers to, that are very key questions for a series like this.
You're watching and listening to Garry Galley, former National Hockey League, getting ready for the Stanley Cup Playoffs for Sportsnet, Hockey Night in Canada. Gals, just in terms of pure high-end, talented, game changers, do we give the advantage to the Ottawa Senators here? I do.
I think that the playoffs are about X factors. Everyone has guys that have, the big star, the horses, right? And everyone says, well, your horses have to run in order for you to win. So, yes, I think there are some game breakers Ottawa has. I think Timmy Stützle is one of those guys that's certainly a game breaker. Batherson can be a game breaker. But with this series, when you have so many things that are similar between two teams, and the more I delve into these two teams, the more I find similarities. The one thing I would give the size certainly to Ottawa, the goaltending, because of the unknown in Carolina, that's a hard one to pick right now, because Ottawa's goaltending was so unknown, and they've got the lowest save percentage of any team to make it into the playoffs. So it certainly hasn't been great all year, but it's peaking at the right time. This series will come down to X factors. It will come down to the players that maybe you don't count on, second and third line guys, a defenseman that has a series that chips in with a couple of big goals. It's going to come down to one of those things, I believe, that's going to really, flip this series in one direction or another. My gut feeling is this is a 6-7 gamer for sure. But as the playoffs go, and as you guys know, when you start thinking like that, sometimes it doesn't quite go. One team gets ahead on another, and things start to fall apart, and the foundation cracks, and that's where Carolina carries a distinctive advantage. They're a hardened playoff team that has been through the ups and downs, been up games, been down games. Ottawa, last year's playoff, they got their feet wet, a lot of those guys. Where are they as far as their mettle coming into this series with Carolina? If they were to get down a game or two off to start, are they going to have the mettle to kick back in and get back into a series? And these are all things that we just don't know the answers to until they jump out in front of us.
So we get 3 Canadian teams in. The other one in the East are Montreal Canadiens. This is, I don't know. We did a thing on the air last night. It was picking which Canadian team has the best chance to go to go deep, and Jen Botterill picked Montreal, and there's a good case to be made. Like, they have a lot of exciting players. The direction they're heading is fascinating. Tampa Bay, though, they talk about proven and metal and all that stuff, gals. They got it. How do you think this one stacks up?
Well, as far as the Canadian teams are going, like, you look at first, I'll start because we're going to end with Montreal. Start with Edmonton. They're in the pillow fight division, right?
Pillow division.
So anybody can come out of there. Edmonton could definitely come out of there and end up in the conference final. Okay? I look at Ottawa. If Ottawa can win that first series, they're 5-0-1 against Philly and Pittsburgh during the year. Their best division record was against the Metro. They're in the Metro now. So you could build a case that, hey, this is a team that could possibly get to the conference finals if they can get through this first series. And then you look at Montreal. It's going to be a bloodbath. This first series against Tampa, if you look at the last few games they played, they were already sending messages. Like, they kind of knew this was a possibility. So they were like, well, we're just going to put the stink on you right now. And we're going to let you know what it's going to be like. If you want to walk on Tampa Bay, you're going to have to do it, taking us down. And Montreal's like, well, we're up for that. So it's that underling versus the star, the team that's been around, the team that I'm sure most people are going to pick in this series will probably be Tampa because of the things you talked about. But I have seen a bit of a wobble in Tampa down the last month of the schedule. I have seen a team that has gotten beaten up a little bit, an older team with some veteran guys they've been through a lot over a lot of years. So it's going to be, I'm not so sure I would lean towards Tampa as heavily. I do believe that you'd have to say, you got to give them their due. But Montreal is on an upswing, and I look at their series last year against Washington. Washington tried to run them out of the building. They couldn't do it. And although Washington did beat them, Montreal took a good bite out of them. And they had nothing left in the next series. Montreal, that was a really good 5 games series that I did there. And I was really impressed with how Montreal stood up for themselves. So I think they've had all that in their back pocket going into this against Tampa. And I think they're ready to take that step. To me, this is a pick'em series. I don't have a favorite in this one. I think this is, you can go either way in this one.
Hey, gals, we were fortunate enough to play in regular seasons and then the real season. And just speak of if someone's watching hockey for the first time, how would you describe to them the difference between a regular season and a playoff game?
Oh, man. This is getting on a freeway. And you're getting on a freeway, gas pedal down, maybe even the Autobahn, like there's a different speed. There's a different velocity, a different temperament. The temperament certainly changes. And players that play a certain way all season long find another gear. And it's another gear because of how important these are. It's a gear that some players don't even know they have. And they find it. And that's what makes the playoffs so wonderful. There's going to be so many great stories that are going to come out of this first round. The first round is always just insane, and so I just remember the 4 and 5 Kyper. It was deadly. 4 games and 5 nights. We started 2 and then a
break.
4 and 5.
4 and 5 nights.
4 and 5.
2 in a row.
There wasn't a guy in your team who didn't have an ice bag on somewhere. Yeah. Okay. And some of these buildings, like we were in Boston Garden, like you're going into a small building, Boston Buffalo, the Odd in the Garden, like you can't shift on the bench without getting run over. I mean, it was like people are just running into everybody. The game starts, it's like there's not even a puck on the ice. It's just run into people, and send a message. And, it was just the 4 and 5 was always the one where I used to think this is where separates, the cream, right? Where the team that can really take over a series gets it done in a quick period of time and gets some rest. But man, if you went 7 after that and then had to go another round later on, it could wear you down. Now, of course, they spread the games out. They want the players to be a little more rested, so the games are a little more, obviously they're better games when the players are more rested. And so we see 1 game breaks. We're going to see probably a 2 game break in our series somewhere, I would imagine. There's always a 2 game break that shows up somewhere. But I think the playoffs are going to be fabulous. I mean, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
doozy.
It's like Philly, the first time they get back in the playoffs. So you're going to play Pittsburgh. It's that's why I keep thinking LA's playing Edmonton. I just keep thinking, as much as you think you can avoid it, it's almost like it's a collision course that was going to happen, right? And but we'll see. But I don't think there's I think you look at Colorado is going to play that 8th spot team. That could be Edmonton.
I know it's.
You think that's a gimme series if that gets in and Draisaitl gets back in? It's just I don't think you could have a series in here that you could go, okay, we're just going to go out and sweep this team and move along. It's going to be a battle.
Well, just to speak on that intensity that you're talking about in the playoffs for all of us who weren't stars in the league, we had our assignment. We circled the guys that we were targeting. Let's just face it, gals. We know it's targeting, and I'll never forget my first call up against the New York Rangers, and it's like we're going up against Brian Leetch. It's like that's the circle. You get a piece of him, you get whatever you can, and to your point, you're doing stuff in game 1 and game 2 that you hope will pay off in game 6, and maybe you wear him down. I look at 2 guys that I'm keeping an eye on to start these playoffs in Lane Hudson and Quinn Hughes. Not the biggest guys, but certainly guys that can control a hockey game out there. And just the intensity that they may feel and their chances of survival, basically, because the big boys are going to go after them, right?
Well, look at Corey Perry in the game in Montreal with Lane Hudson. I mean, that's message sending right there. Go away, go to your bench, all this stuff. Like, he's sending a message, and you don't think he's going to be in this kid's ear right from the get-go. Like, it is getting in someone's kitchen and rattling the pots and pans, right? I mean, that's what you got to do. And it's so funny. I've done Winnipeg quite a bit in the playoffs, and if you talk to Josh Morrissey after a series, I don't think he's got through a series without missing a game in the last 2 or 3 series I've done, because they just get on him and they bang him and they bang him. And last year, Washington went after Hudson right away. And where a guy may cruise in and try to angle you because he doesn't want to lose you on a forecheck, he wants to angle you and contain you. In the playoffs, if he gets just a piece of you, but he misses you, but he gets a piece of you, that's going to be good enough. And they're going to keep going in and trying to take little pieces of you, hoping that just for that 1 split second, you're going to hesitate, or you're not going to go in first to get a puck, or you're just going to maybe not reach for it, or just those little things, those subtle things that make a change. I remember sitting on benches where players on our team would stand up and say, "We got him. Look at, he's not going in first." You recognize things that happen in a series with certain players that take a beating, and the good players, they know it. And it's not like a coach has to come in and circle a guy's name on a board. It's internal. It's the players. It's the guys in the dressing room that are, that chatter that goes on in the room, that mindless chatter that goes on from the time you get in the room till the time you go on the ice, that some people listen to it, some people don't, but you need to hear the noise. It has to be in your ear, right? And guys say things like that, I've been in a dressing room with Chris Nyland. I mean, it's entertainment.
It is.
It's entertainment. I mean, he's and some of the stuff he said on the ice was entertainment too. But yeah, it's a time of year where it comes to attrition, right? You got to get through. And the thing is, you watch a team go through a series of that may go 6 or 7 games, and it's a real battle. And there's a lot of carnage. There's a lot of ice bags and a lot of little nicks that go on. and then someone goes in the room and says, hey guys, that was great, wonderful. Let's shelf that one away. We got to do that 3 more times. And for some players, that seems to be at the time, whether you're young or you're not ready for it, it seems to be a mountain that's really hard to climb. And for some players, when they figure it out, when they win that first series, the step just comes. It just keeps coming. And that's why I think when you have guys in your team that have gone the route and done the 4 rounds and won the Stanley Cup, they know what it takes. And they know there's not highs and there's not lows. There's just that one track we're on. And that's the track we're going to stay on the whole way through.
Galley, but before the show last night, before the actual game, we did what could the wildest playoff storylines be? There's some real nightmare scenarios for fan bases out there. A Mitch Marner, Conn Smythe, where he's great in games 5, 6, and 7, would really torture Leafs fans. The other one is McDavid, Conn Smythe, where they lose would kill. But the real one I think is fascinating and is not entirely impossible is Stu Skinner, Stanley Cup with the Pittsburgh Penguins. That one would be tough to stomach for the Oilers fans. Yeah. Tell me about the goaltending here. Has Edmonton got the goaltending? Can Skinner be better in Pittsburgh? What do you make of that trade now as they both head into playoffs?
This has gone around and around so much that I'm dizzy. I don't really know anymore.
I know.
Obviously, I think Skinner has been the better story than Jerry, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think everyone would agree he's been the better story. But again, it's how do you trade a goalie that's gone to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row? That's always the shocker too, right?
Yeah.
So you obviously got to a point where you didn't really believe in him and you felt like he wasn't the reason why you got there.
Right. He
was part of it, but not the reason. So you make this change, and I don't think the change has gone. I mean, obviously Ingram has been a nice story, and that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But he's going to have to be the guy, it seems. And so to me, it's how do you insulate your goaltender?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there are goaltenders in this game, in the history of this game, that have hid imperfections of their team considerably, and you would know them off the top of your head. The Hašiks, those guys that, no matter how many mistakes you make in your end, there's not going to be many going in your net. And so when a player makes an error in a game, a critical error, and it doesn't end up in your net, he goes to the bench and the coach says, hey, be careful there. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the mistake, no hard, no foul. When a goal goes in, then confidence gets dinged. And the coach is a little more forceful. What are you doing? You can't do, and I'm just saying, a goalie that can do that is very dangerous. But a lot of goalies need insulation. They need to insulate by the way the team plays in the defensive zone, the way they allow their chances against. They have to cut down on the high danger chances, and they've got to clear second pucks. They have to box out. Like the Vegas Golden Knights won a Stanley Cup because they had 6 towers that you had to get through to get into a scoring area. And you just couldn't get through it. And you look at the Blues when they won. There's different ways to make your goaltending good. And for Edmonton, I think they're trying to figure out that where their defense maybe isn't capable of insulating their goaltender well enough, but it is good enough that they could win they could get on a run and get going. And that's what they've done the last few years. But when push comes to shove at the very end, your goaltender does make a difference. And that's where I think the change was made. But Skinner winning at Conn Smythe in the Cup, that would be the one. That would be the one for me.
Gals, just on the Edmonton Oilers here, McDavid's 2-year extension doesn't start till next season, right? So is this does it still feel like a fork in the road kind of situation here for the Edmonton Oilers, these playoffs?
I think both sides were comfortable with that deal and knowing that the Edmonton Oilers management were going to do everything in their power to try to put together a Stanley Cup champion team. And Connor was very committed to that in the 2 years because he wants to win a cup in Edmonton. I think where they sit, where Draisaitl and McDavid sit, and some of the players they have, the time, you don't have to argue, is the time is now. When you look at a team like Detroit, and how many years is Larkin not going to be a difference maker in the playoffs, or how many years are they not? It's hard, right? For Edmonton, you're in the middle of it. You've been to the finals twice. it is so hard to get back a third time. You know, when you look at what Florida did, and they're paying the price for it this year and maybe even next year. It might not be just a year thing. This is, that's a lot of beating up on your body you doing that. For Edmonton Oilers, this is going to be a hard one to get through. But because you have two of the top 5 best players in the world, or two of the top 3 or 4, or maybe, you can win some games and you can back off some teams and you could do some damage. So, I think they're comfortable where they are, Nick. I guess the answer to your question is I think both sides are comfortable that in this 2-3 year playoff run, that they're going to hit pay dirt, that they're going to win a Stanley Cup. And, it's been hard because that division has been such a tough division to follow, where that you wouldn't even be in the playoffs if you were on the east side. Mm-hmm. But here you are battling for second, third, first place in the top of your division. So how does that relate to a playoff match against a team? I don't know. But certainly whoever wins that division is going to be in the conference finals, and they're going to have to take down a juggernaut of a team in either Dallas or Colorado. And if you like Minnesota, then somebody coming out of that side is going to be really good. And so it's going to be a tough road to the Stanley Cup final for Edmonton, I believe.
Last one before I let you go, and you don't need to give me all your time, but do you have a thought on the Jack Adams? There's a very hotly contested title this year. A lot of coaches, overperformed expectations.
Well, yeah. You can look at Pittsburgh. You can look at Montreal. You can look at Philadelphia. You can look at all those coaches that have done remarkable jobs with their teams. And then there's that, Buffalo. Yeah, Lindy, a veteran coach. And I look at it, and I think that it's always hard when you have a guy like John Cooper there, and everyone's saying, is he just a sentimental pick because he hasn't, had a chance to don this thing? And look at the job he's done over such a long period of time, and look at the job he's done with the team, holding it up to a high standard all the time. So how do you overlook him? But Travis Green, there's another one. Yeah. My vote, what I looked at, I picked 2 guys that I thought helped their teams do something that I didn't think could possibly happen. And that's certainly, I think for Travis Green, I think he's done a phenomenal job in Ottawa. So that's a guy that I feel like deserves to be in the mix. And I have Marty St. Louis in the mix. So, and it was hard to, Muse was tough to not, I looked at that, and, I looked at Sturm in Boston. Like, there was so many.
Talkett got Philly in the playoffs.
I know.
Come on.
It was so hard to maneuver through it. But I did have John Cooper on my list. So
awesome. Well, thanks for the insight.
My top 3.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Gals, great job as always on our program. Have a great run, okay? And we'll check in with you throughout it.
Awesome. Wear a helmet, guys.
Wear a helmet.
You too. Thanks, Gals. Appreciate it.
That is Garry Galley getting ready for Stanley Cup coverage on Sportsnet.
Yeah, puck drops in 21 and a half hours.
Have you put in your votes?
I have.
Who'd you vote for Coach of the Year?
Oh, we don't vote. The professional hockey raters do not vote on Coach Jack Adams.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I must be the broadcast.
Okay, for me, it's Travis Green.
Yeah?
I just think the way that their decor,
a lot of reasons they could have derailed.
They were 8 guys deep, 9 guys deep, 10 guys deep.
Excellent pick.
Yeah, did a fantastic
Tampa's
job.
Injuries were significant as well. Lindy, they just fired the GM, and
you're right though. The Cooper one, he just never gets it, but they're just sick every year.
106.5th in the NHL.
He's done everything else. Just leave it. Like,
doesn't need it.
Yeah, it doesn't need it.
I don't mean anything to him.
I don't know if you remember, there was a pretty high profile scandal in Ottawa. Kept it on the rails. I don't know. To me,
yeah, Travis Green's a good pick.
Travis Green is
worthwhile.
Anyways, game time?
Game time.
All right, it's game time. Presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. 6 games tonight to finish off the season. And I have a pick that I absolutely love, and I'm just going to quickly try to figure out how to do it. I want the Oilers by many goals tonight.
Oh, you're confident they're going to lay the boots?
Yeah.
to make sure they don't see Colorado.
Yeah.
They're playing the Knuckleheads, who are
Yeah. I think they're going to win by like 4 or 5 tonight.
Yeah.
Because they need to not play.
I think a Zach Hyman goal is coming. He's returning tonight. Not sure if people are aware. He's going to.
How about you want a Zach Hyman goal? I can give you a Zach Hyman goal. It is plus 120. Zach Hyman goal.
Golly.
Yeah,
they think he's going to score too.
They do too. On the money line tonight, the Edmonton Oilers, they agree with us. They are minus 330. Give me the Edmonton Oilers minus a goal and a half at minus 125 tonight.
That's a very good bet. Very good bet.
This is a game they have to win. They know they have to avoid the Colorado Avalanche.
Canucks have like 1 foot in their dress shoe in the dressing room.
They're on Cabo watch.
Yeah, ready to.
They're racing to the airport. So give me the Oilers tonight. The other games on tap that matter. Anaheim has to play Nashville in Nashville. And then the Kings are in Calgary to take on the Flames. That was Game Time, presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Listen 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And as always, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne is brought to you by Bet365.
All right. When we return, let me ask you a question first.
Oh, okay.
Please do.
If I sat here for the next 3 minutes and tore you guys a new one, head to toe, just ripping on you, Sammy, the hat, the haircut, the Blue Jay talk.
We call this Tuesday.
JB.
I was going to say like every day.
Okay. But if I did,
yes.
Would Sportsnet give me a new contract?
I don't know. Would we find it inspirational and be better?
It worked for Rick Bowness.
I know it did. Way to go, Bonesy.
It's almost like it was calculated.
Oh, come on.
Save it.
How dare you?
And we'll see what works for Todd McClellan, because he had some choice words too for his team.
Todd McClellan scares me.
All this guy does is snap.
He's
a snap show.
Meanie.
The Snap Show when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. What do you got for Sammy?
Time now for the Acura Performance Matchup, the 2026 Acura MDX Precisely Premium. So for the past couple of days, been looking at the playoff matchups that we know.
Yes.
Did the Habs and Lightning, did Ottawa versus Carolina, and now we're going to do the one that I'm the most excited for in the Eastern Conference. Penguins versus Flyers. Ton of history with these two teams. If you'll remember correctly, I forget, I think it was the year 2000 when Keith Primo, did he score in the 5th overtime?
Yes, I remember that.
Overtime.
Yes.
5.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, so a ton of good history with them. They had that series in 2012 where...
Did Giroux Bowl?
Can I read the scores of the games in that series?
I
It went
can't
6 games. Game 1, 4-3 in overtime.
Ooh, that's a match.
Normal.
Yeah.
8-5 Flyers. 8-4 Flyers. 10-3 Penguins. And then 5-1 in game 6.
What is that?
Marc-Andre Fleury's numbers in that series. He had a 4.63 goals against and a 8.34 save percentage. Played 6 games in that series.
One of the...
But he made the big save when he needed to.
Well,
No, he didn't.
This is one of the forgotten parts of Marc-Andre Fleury's passes. There was a stretch of years after they won the cup, I think, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like, God, he is killing them in playoffs.
And it's the
And
thing.
then he pulled it together eventually.
I hate to say it, and I always kind of hold it against him because I'm a Sid guy, right? And it's like if he was just capable, Sid might have had one more cup.
He had some rough years.
8th matchup all time between the Penguins and the Flyers. Sid absolutely owns the Flyers. In 93 games against them in his career, he has 139 points.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
It seems okay.
And he was
Is that okay?
one of the only times he was ever mad. Remember when they interviewed him and he was like, why? Because I don't like them. He was visibly pissed off about it. So I can't wait for this. Great laundry.
Was that when him and Drew were slashing each other's hands at the face-offs?
Yeah. So I think these two jerseys up against each other, it's just going to be such a fantastic series. And
Porter Martone is going to put his mark on that series.
Yeah, he's going to be annoying. Anyways, that was the Acura Performance Matchup, the 2026 Acura MDX Precisely Premium.
Well done.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, as we said going into break, Rick Bowness agreed to a contract Thursday to return to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
No way.
Are you surprised by it?
No.
I was a little surprised by it.
Really?
Yeah.
We've had this. We discussed this yesterday. You don't.
What? No.
You don't.
way.
You're not coming off of a boat ride in Florida for 2 months.
But him wanting to come back and getting to come back are two different things. They won 2 of their last 11 games to miss playoffs by 2 points.
Part of his rant was, and if I come back,
I'm changing this culture.
So, did he?
Why I ought to change this culture.
So he did not know at that point?
I don't know. You obviously think he did?
I don't know. Tell me how you think it worked. That was such a great rant. We're bringing you back. He must have known.
You guys know my thoughts.
Huh?
You know my thoughts. I said them yesterday. You both got mad at me
JB?
for it.
What do you think?
I think after considering what you've just said,
I liked it.
I probably
I didn't mind
thought
it.
he was coming back.
But it just, after that rant, me personally, I would have gone back to them and say, under no circumstances do we release that I'm coming back for at least a week. Mm-hmm. Just give me a week off that rant.
No, it's true. It's just it was in the bag. He went out there and did his big act, and he did it. I mean, he's pissed off.
I think he's legitimately extremely disappointed.
I'm not calling it a complete.
Then say it when you were in the midst of a 2-11.
I'm not calling it a complete act, but
until they were 2-11.
Just say it.
To his credit, the next day he did mention that it was a little over the top.
Dude, he was fuming.
We're going to change that. If I'm back, I don't know if I'm back. Don and I will talk. We'll get to that.
Oh, we'll talk.
24 hours later.
You say, we'll talk.
I like him there.
Sorry,
I like him. I'm okay with him there.
Great to our station and great to our show.
Yeah.
I'm
Old
okay.
accusations. I think he didn't know, and he sincerely cared about his team. And that he's a nice, honest man, unlike the two of you.
Some of those guys are so lucky.
That part I will say I didn't love the we'd be bag skating.
Yeah.
It's like no one in the NHL
Yeah.
is bag skated anymore. It's
I
know.
Anyway,
I was going to ask gals, but you just wonder that rant today, 2026. Does it really work?
I think it works.
Do the kids look at them and go, "Oh, stop it"?
I don't think it works when the kids you're referring to are going home after. It's like when you're just enduring the verbal berating from your parents or something when you're a young kid, and it's like, okay, you done? Can I go now? All right, see ya.
I'm going to change some things around here.
I bet he is.
Well, why didn't you change it when they were losing every game?
Because he wants to change.
He had it going for a while.
I know, they were
And then,
unbelievable.
Did they lose 6 in a row at home? Like it was
bad.
Yes.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yes.
Ovi?
No,
Okay.
McLeod.
Okay.
While we're on the coaches.
Okay.
Do we have that as a clip? No, we don't have this.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Let's have a listen.
Sorry, my bad.
Another coach at it, but doesn't need a new contract.
Well, I don't even know if I'll answer your question, but I'll tell you that we both teams came in with nothing on the line, and you can see their championship pedigree. So I'm going to compliment the Panthers. It runs throughout the organization. They came and they played, and it meant something to them.
This hurt a little bit, just the way you guys came out and just.
Yeah.
Ted, how do you measure the fact that this team made progress in several disciplines?
I don't even want to talk about that now. Not even going there. We're good?
Embarrassed. I mean, were you a little bit
Yeah,
embarrassed?
I think we all should be. So we'll see you back in.
Thanks, Ted.
Yeah, hard to ask him to talk about the progress.
Tough follow-up there.
Tough timing. The Florida Panthers almost played themselves out of a pick that they fought so hard to get. They had a top 10 protected pick. They ended up they are going to be
8-1.
They
beat the Red Wings. Luke Kunin, 3 points, 2 goals and an assist.
Can Detroit do nothing in terms of changing it up in some? And I don't believe that Steve Yzerman's going anywhere.
You don't.
But could you kind of shuffle it a little bit?
You want to shuffle him up to president, eh?
It's maybe the
president of this playoff.
It's the only chance that you can show that we're trying to change things up or change the energy up.
Yeah. For me, Kip, it's like this. Fans are mad in Detroit. Detroit fans are miserable with what has transpired here.
Rightfully so. They've how many years in a row have they blown it in March?
Crazy too. Yeah. March is awful for them. They finished 15th overall in the standings, by the way, 92 points.
That's not a 0% chance at the first overall pick, right?
No, they'll have a chance. But no, yes, it is 0%.
It's 0?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be inside the top 10. You can only move up 10 spots. So they could move up to top 5.
Okay.
Doesn't appear that people in Chicago are
1.1% chance of getting the
are as ticked off. Fans are as ticked off at their team as
But
the fans
I made
in
the joke
Detroit.
before, like Kyle Davidson got extended again. And in the Central, since he's been there, I know they've been trying to be bad, but they've been 7th, 8th, and 8th. And like I look at my fancy stats, expected this and that.
It's going to break any second, you're saying?
No, they're no good. They're brutal.
They suck.
Then why can't?
They're worse than
why
the
are you
Canucks.
signing
Get
this
the torch
guy?
drop, Derek. We suck.
Why? Why?
I don't see.
What's going on here?
I know all these kids are coming. They're all coming. Sure.
We suck.
Unless they don't, and they're not making any strides in the right direction. This year, if I'm Connor Bedard, was that his 3rd season?
Yeah.
Could we win a game?
I don't get this signing. How many chances do you need?
It's not the dream gig.
It's a dream gig, and I get that they have been going through this, but you have to show signs of progress. So give them one more year to be like, we have a direction. We like Frondell. We like Lev Shinov.
I think he needs help. I think he just
It's
he
tough
needs,
to argue that
he
it's
needs
working.
a face there. And I know there's some hockey people behind the scenes, Norm McIver and maybe a few others, but he needs an upfront face to help him.
I know they tried to be like, let's surround these kids with good pros, and we'll bring in Foligno and Corey Perry, and we'll bring in, Dickinson and all these guys. And it's like, okay, at some point, they've seen enough good pros. Let's start winning some hockey games. The San Jose Sharks did their bottom out. Off you go. Anyway.
Connor Bedard had a better year this year. 30 goals.
I think he's a great player, and I'd love for him to be in competitive hockey games with good teammates.
He's got to do a lot of digging.
Like
for the career plus minus, minus 44, minus 36, minus 18.
Okay.
He's got to start digging to get on the other side.
But like now they have so many players and picks. It's like, okay, go get Robert Thomas then.
Yeah.
You be the guys who go get whoever it is, the big name that is available.
Mm-hmm.
Is Auston Matthews available?
William Nylander.
You go get him.
Perfect.
Austin would never go there.
No, Chicago?
No.
Well, it's hardly a cooler place in the league to play.
Okay, if your goal is to play the rest of your career in a really cool place, but you're not winning a cup.
Oh, they can. I'm not saying they're going to be bad forever.
So, like, I want to win a cup when I'm 34.
I'd get in. I'd buy Hawk stock now.
Oh my God! And Kyle Davidson just re-signed.
Yeah,
and you're confident that you want to go to Chicago?
They got a million prospects.
What's the team that he's going to go to that's like they can afford to put him right in there and they're right about to win the cup? The Kings? The Kings aren't going to win the cup.
Sammy, our
play for Montreal?
Leaf
Habs?
edition hour is over.
But it's relevant to this conversation. People love to hear about Auston Matthews leaving Toronto.
Are the Rangers in a better spot than the Blackhawks to be good soon?
Probably not, but
no chance.
I
Utah?
I like Shesterkin. At least I can hang my hat on Shesterkin.
Yeah, well, next couple of years, he's just getting older. Well, you're still no good.
In the league.
I don't know. Jay, Spencer Knight's pretty good.
You know, it's
Florida.
To your point, it's not an easy. It's not an easy question, and who can fit him in, and all of that.
Yeah.
So
who wants Brady Tkachuk? Does Chicago?
Probably.
But I'm just selling the superstars in Canada right now.
I mean, the Blues might need them. They got a guy recruiting them, so.
Right. Anyway,
Connor Bedard.
Things at the wall here.
They got to re-up him now, don't they?
Is he due for a deal?
I think he would have. It's 3 years, right? His
entry
level.
RFA.
Yeah.
Yes. So he is. So
somebody could offer sheet him.
Oh, can you imagine? If you could do,
Eric
if you're
Tulsky.
Chicago, you take him for as long as you can. Give me that. You still do 8-year deals, or is it 7?
No. Well, no. You can do right now. You can do an 8-year deal right now.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, it goes to 7 July 1st.
You think he'd do it for $13 million at 8?
0 chance.
That Bedard would do it?
0 chance Bedard would sign that.
8 times 13.
Let's go 16, 17, 18.
These are RFA years.
But you're buying in for max.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of. And the projections, we know where the projections are, and he's going to drive right through that for 8 years. And he's got him by the short ones here.
Sure does. It's like, oh, you're building this whole thing around me, but
17, 18.
Hold on. This goes back to the Toronto Maple Leafs of old, to Connor Bedard. Do you want to start this whole thing off where everyone grinds for every nickel?
Yep.
Or do you want to start that as the trend for your organization?
Can I just remind you, if I want to go back to the Leafs, that Mitch Marner would have been playing out his 8th year at $8 million this year, but the Leafs didn't want to go there because they told him he wasn't worth $8 million over 8 years.
Wasn't it both of them at $8 million 8 years? Matthews and him, because weren't they up at the same time?
They did a goof.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
And that's
probably should have locked that.
That's where you can make the mistake if you get caught up in 15, 16, 17. He's your star. He's your face of your organization.
But if I'm saying
lock him up.
For sure, I agree with you, and they should. Just if you're Bedard, it's like you can't hold out and grind for 16 and a half because they're offering you 15 and a half.
I would love
let me tell you
come
something.
in there and offer him $21 million per year.
I'll tell you how it works with those guys, and I'll tell you how it worked with Leon in Edmonton because they grinded too. And then Leon just told them, it's 14
or bye-bye.
Or bye-bye. And they went 14 like that.
Yeah.
There's no grind. There was no nothing. It was, here's the number, 14. Take it or move on. And they It couldn't blink fast enough.
Sure.
And that's the way it's going to work with Connor. You want me for 8 years? Here's the number.
No
if it's not, we got some issues, and we're going to have to figure something else out.
I guess
and they
then
don't need that. They haven't made the playoffs in a gazillion years, and you got to sell tickets, and we don't want to deal with this headache.
And that's Matthews has always done it right in Toronto because it's never been in the news. It's never been whatever. It's just done. And I think for Bedard, my contention is not that Chicago shouldn't give him the number. It's that he shouldn't pick a number that's embarrassing. You know, when he's minus 92 in his career and they've never won.
For real, was it embarrassing?
Yeah, totally embarrassing. Totally changes how I feel about it.
But everybody's feeling pretty good right now.
Okay.
In Minnesota.
Yeah.
About him, about where the team is,
I think you made a
about their
statement that
chances
you don't want to be where you're playing. And you're like, I do it for this much. You know? And I don't blame Minnesota for paying him.
He's a superstar. And Bedard's going to be a superstar if he's not already one now.
Yeah.
Quickly, before we go, we have two things. Not Derek. Jake, we think we have a Kyper on-air sneeze.
No.
No,
that's a cough. That's a cough. That's a cough. That is me going to a cough.
Okay.
That was incredible.
I don't know. Hold on.
Cough. It's a cough sniff. There's no chance.
And
Oh my God, I look horrible.
And the other thing is, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne is brought to you by Bet365.
There you go. All right, boys.
Thank you. Good work.
Just like that, getting ever so closer to the Stanley Cup playoffs. And we're going to be right there with you.
Big night tonight.
On the Real Kyper and Bourne Show throughout until we lift
tonight, man.
Big game.
The Silver Cup. Our thanks to Garry Galley. Tomorrow, Sammy, what do we have?
Doug McLean, hopefully, and Leafs line, 416-413-4141.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. We sure appreciate it. Have a great night, everybody.